Welcome back to Fix It with Feng Shui Q&A, where I answer your Feng Shui and energy questions. So if you have one, comment below, email me, jill@jillathay.com, or DM me on Instagram or Facebook and ask me your Feng Shui question so I can answer it on a future episode. So this week's question is a great one. It's help, I've got too much stuff and I know that it's dragging me down. What do I do about it? Okay, well, we're going to talk about clearing the clutter, which is always a good thing to do at any point in the year. Right now we're in spring, so it seems quite fitting. But clutter holds you back. Clutter slows you down. Clutter makes you procrastinate. But we got to look and go, what is clutter? Well, clutter is too many things in a small space. Clutter is unfinished projects. And I know, like, there's those home reno projects, or there's something that you're working on, or a craft project, or like any of those projects are actually clutter. Things you don't love or use, clutter. Those are the most, obvious ones. So you want to take a look and go, what is the type of clutter that I have in my house? Too many things in a small space, things that I don't love or use, things that are disorganized, or like unfinished projects. And then you got to decide how you're going to tackle it, because that clutter is causing you to procrastinate more. And I actually just saw something on Instagram the other day, and it really resonated with me because I know how important clutter clearing is. And I watch people's lives transform when they clear the clutter in your home, because I know that the state of your home reflects the state of your life. And if there's too much stuff, and even, you know what, like sometimes I'll walk in a home and I can tell that the energy is stagnant and slow and dull. But like when I walk in, I'm not seeing clutter. Except for the fact when I start opening cupboards, everything is jam-packed full, like there's no room for the energy to go. So sometimes clutter isn't necessarily like you can really see it, but it's there, lurking behind the closed doors and in the closets and down in the storage room. And when you have too many things, it slows the energy down in a very significant way. But clutter also messes with your mental energy, because you look at that project that you haven't finished and it weighs you down. You look at those clothes in your closet that are either too big or too small, or you bought it and it was expensive and you haven't worn it yet. That weighs you down mentally. There's things in your home that have memories associated with them that aren't necessarily good, but you hold on because you think you should. That weighs you down mentally. So when we clear the clutter, not only are we getting the physical energy in your home moving, which means we're getting the energy flowing in your life, because we know in Feng Shui, we lay the Bagua map on the footprint of your home, and each area of your home represents a different part of your life. We get that energy flowing in those parts of your lives as well, but we lift the mental load that comes with it. So I know that you're probably thinking, or might be thinking, like, I'm already really tired and worn out. How am I going to deal with this clutter? Well, there's a few ways that we can do it, and it depends, how you want to jump in. But what I want you to remember as you go through the process is the golden rule of decluttering. Do I love it? Do I use it? The other thing I want you to remember is if you think you're going to need it later, even though you haven't used it for years, you will create a circumstance where you will need it later. Like if you let it go and you really think that was wrong, you will create that opportunity for you to need that later. So just remember that as you go through the process. But anytime you start clutter clearing, start with bags or boxes. Label one, give away, sell, donate, garbage, right? Like just have your boxes and bags ready to go. I like to set a timer for clutter clearing because it feels like it's easier to do. So set 15 minutes or 30 minutes, depending on what you have. And then you can begin in a variety of ways. You can begin with things that are a little easier to do, like under the bathroom sink. It's usually a pretty quick and easy declutter. It also feels really good. The junk drawer is a great one to do. I'm decluttering my office this weekend because even though you don't see anything, I can just feel the energy slowing down in here. And this is impacting the community area of our home, which is friends and family, relationships, also daily expenses. And because it's my office, it's also impacting the energy in my business. So I want to get that energy flowing. So you can start with kind of those easier spots: linen closet, front hall closet, under the bathroom sink. Maybe in your closet feels easy to do the dresser, the bedside tables, or you can go to your clutter hotspot. And your clutter hotspot is the place where all the clutter collects, and it is significantly impacting a part of your life. And I can walk into homes and figure out very quickly, based on where the clutter is, what part of the life isn't going well. And they're like, how do you know? And I'm like, it's based on the Bagwell map and laying it on the footprint of your home. And I know that if there's clutter in the back left corner of your home, and that's your hotspot, that abundance energy is being stalled and stagnant. I know that if it's in the back right corner, that's your relationship area. So that's self-love and romantic love, and that will be, you know, not what you want it to be in your life. It doesn't mean it's bad. It just means that it can't, if the energy can't flow because there's too many things or too much clutter or things that you don't love or use in that space, it slows the energy down. And when that happens, there's no positive energy flowing into that part of your life to create something new, because we have dreams, desires, and goals for all parts of our life. But if our home is jam-packed full of stuff, if the clutter is creating chaos, if it's draining your energy, it's very hard to make those dreams, desires, and goals a reality. So clearing clutter is what helps you get there. It helps you mentally, physically, and spiritually create more of what you want, and everyone in your home is happier because of it. They might not be happy in the process, but they will be happy when the energy is flowing more freely. You will feel better in your space. You will get more done. There'll be less procrastination. There'll be less tension. Clutter creates a lot of communication issues and tension in a home. So wherever you start, whether it's in one of the easier areas to declutter, like the front hall closet under the bathroom sink, I've said those already, or you go to your clutter hotspot, just begin. And how do you begin? I like to set a timer, so pick how much time you have. Get your bags and boxes ready. And then your golden rule of decluttering is, do I love it? Do I use it? And then pick the bag it goes in if you don't love it or use it. If it's somebody else's stuff you can't choose for them, you can definitely guide your kids in a very significant way and make more choices there. But if your partners are like older children, you have to, you know, you can't decide for them what they love and use. But you can also create another bin of, I don't know. And I would only do this to other people. Make a decision for yourself. But if you have, you know, young adult children or teens or your partner, put it in the I don't know bin and see if they actually end up using it. Some people suggest in the closet to like hang the hangers backwards to see in the next 6 months if you actually wear it. If you have things that you only use once or twice a year, like those are things usually for a holiday season, that's fine. Keep those. Like, they're only meant for that time and you use them during that time. But if you're not using them, let them go, because we're letting new energy come into our home, new energy come into our life. So that's how we get started with clutter clearing. If you want to know your clutter hotspot, what area of your life it's impacting, here's what I want you to do. When you're standing in your front door, I want you to tell me whether it's in the front third, middle third, or back third of your home, and whether it's on the left, the middle, or the right. And then I'm going to be able to tell you in the comments below what part of your life that clutter is impacting. And if this spurs you on, so clutter clearing is one of the things that we do to get the energy flowing even prior to adding Feng Shui cures, because it just creates space and energy for those Feng Shui cures then to be added. But if it is time to get the Feng Shui flowing to in your home, the Feng Shui in 1, 2, 3 guidebook is now available as a guidebook only. So it is at a very doable price. So click the link below. I'll put it in the comments, or head to jillfa.com and look at the Feng Shui in 1, 2, 3 guidebook. But you don't want to miss out on this. It is something that everybody can buy and do, and you can get the energy flowing in your home and in your life too. And your clutter clearing is just going to help you set the stage for those Feng Shui cures that you're going to add. So let me know where your clutter hotspot is, front, middle, or back of your home, on the left, middle, or right, and I'll tell you what area of your life it's being impacted by, because that will motivate you to do some clutter clearing. Follow the golden rule. Do I love it? Do I use it? Start with your clutter hotspot or some of the easy spots. But the key is to just begin. Set a timer and make it happen. Do 1 drawer a night. You will begin to feel the change in energy in your home. You will begin to see how it impacts your life, and you'll begin to understand how much better you feel when the energy is flowing in your home, which is why I want all of you to clear some clutter and Feng Shui your space, because it's such a beautiful way to create a home that supports you and supports what it is you truly want in your life. Until next time, do some clutter clearing. Let me know where you'll begin, and let's figure out where your hotspot is.